Okay, so whenever you guys are ready, we are live streaming. So you guys can do the intro whenever you're ready.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Gallery Guichard, co-owner of Gallery Guichard, and we are exhibiting live from Gallery Guichard, and it is for the virtual reception for the 8th annual McRae Show. This exhibit usually takes place in Washington, D.C. at the home of Lorenzo and Nancy McRae. Tonight, we're having it live here at Gallery Guichard, partially thanks to Veda Simpson, who mentioned that she could not believe we were not having the show because of quarantine and COVID, and also because of our new virtual exhibition catalog. So we have a wonderful evening in store for you. It's about an hour long. We're going to introduce our co-hosts, my partners, and our co-hosts live in Washington, D.C., Nancy and Lorenzo McRae, who will also be joining us. And lastly, we'll be introducing you to several of the artists who are in the exhibit tonight for the McRae Home Show. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my business partner, life partner, and someone who's been on this journey with me for a long time from the beginning, and someone who is very passionate about the arts, Frances Guichard.
Thank you, Andre. Hello, everybody. Again, Frances Guichard here. I'm so happy to be here. I wish we were in Washington, D.C., but Vita, thank you so much for giving us this inspiration to do this virtually, so that not only do people in Chicago, in DC get to see it, but people in Chicago get to attend, and people also around the world. So this is awesome. I am truly inspired and excited about what we're doing here. This deck of the virtual exhibition catalog is just an amazing opportunity for people to see the work. And so Andre will talk about that. We'll talk about that throughout, but it's actually going to be sent out to you so you can start looking at the artwork now on the deck. But it's going to be such an amazing time tonight. So I'm going to pass it on over to our business partner, Stephen Mitchell. So glad to be working with these two guys. They are the consummate, experts and professionals, and we just have such a great time. We travel all over the world. And I want to say to Nancy and Lorenzo, thank you. We can't wait to hear from you guys. Stephen Mitchell.
Hi, Stephen Mitchell, you guys. I am really excited tonight to be a part of this. Normally, I don't get to go to DC and see the show, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, and I'm able to see this awesome show. This is by far, I think, one of the best DC shows that we've done. As Frances mentioned, the VEC should be in the chat. The link to the VEC should be in the chat. So take a look at the artwork. Welcome to the show, and I look forward to hearing from you throughout the show in the chat and asking questions at the end.
So at this time, we'd like to introduce Lorenzo and Nancy McRae.
Hi, everyone. It's Nancy and Lorenzo from DC. Hope everybody's doing well in these COVID times. We're really excited to have you guys here for the show. As you know, we normally would be here in DC and everybody would be at our house over this weekend celebrating art and really having a great time with the Guichards. But we're stuck at home, but we're still able to enjoy art via the VECs, the VECs that Andre and Fran just talked about. We wanted to talk for a second just about how we came to the idea to have this show, but I want to give a big shout out to my cousin. That's my cousin, Veda Simpson, who said, you guys have to have the show. You can't just let COVID stop the show. So here we are. So I'm going to let Lorenzo talk about how the show 8 years ago got started.
Awesome. So the show got started a little more than 8 years ago as a result of a friendship from Andre and myself. I had seen his work online and contacted him, asked him if he still had the piece that I saw in his gallery, which was actually done by him. And he had not, but he said that he did commissions. And so I asked him to commission the piece, which he did, and I loved. And that really formed the basis of our friendship, both as art lovers, and initially as a purchaser of his artwork. And I recall him saying that, he had done fairs throughout the country, primarily in New York and some in Miami, but didn't really have a foothold in the district. And I told him that I knew a lot of people who were interested in art, lovers of art like myself, collectors, or people who were interested, but somewhat leery or apprehensive, or just were more familiar with, the big white galleries, white wall galleries. And so I told Andre and Fran that, you could come to the district and set up here. It would be a great opportunity, and we would do something at the home. It would be much more laid back. And that was the impetus for the show. And we kicked it off, like Nancy said, about 8 years ago. Never would have thought that I'd be sitting here 8 years from now talking about the 8th anniversary of the McRae Fine Arts Show. But here we are. And we're glad we're able to do it during these times of the COVID. We all have been at home for months. And so this is a nice reprieve to see some beautiful artwork, listen to some artists who are actually exhibiting there at the gallery in Chicago. I think there's actually more that is up because it's in their very spacious Gallery Guichard in the Bronzeville section of Chicago on the south side.
And everybody should remember before we go to enjoy the show, when you're in Chicago, definitely come to Gallery Guichard and check it out. But also make sure that you're out here buying Black art and supporting Black artists, because it's really important. So enjoy the show.
So the show consists of artists that are represented or shown by Gallery Guichard, and they are not our own paintings. Our paintings, our artwork is on our walls, but it's not an exhibition in terms of showcasing our artwork. We're working with the gallery to give a platform for artists, particularly newer emerging artists, to showcase their works. So it's nothing that we own. It's, artists that, again, are represented by the gallery from all around the country. There are artists from Chicago, from DC, from New York, from Oakland, Miami, and the gallery has been connected with they used to be connected with Bombay Sapphire, an art fair that happened around Miami Art Basel. And so a lot of artists from around the country were connected with them through that and showing with the gallery here or just at other times in Chicago. So you should expect to see just an array of primarily new emerging artists from the US, and there are also artists from the diaspora as well.
But we should say that some of the artists that are featured in the show, we do collect. So we have some of their work on our walls. It's just not for sale and not part of the show.
Someone's asking about another gallery in DC. I think one of the downsides of the district is that there are not a lot of galleries, particularly Black-owned galleries. Chicago obviously is a haven, New York and California, but the district, I think, is more so known for its national museums. And so I think being here, we aren't as privileged as other large cities in that there are galleries where you can kind of go in and see some of these emerging and newer artists. As you know, the institutions we have here, the Smithsonian, several branches of the Smithsonian, the Hirshhorn Museum, the Phillips Collection, those are, part of the establishment, and you can go and see, well-renowned art. It's harder to have exhibitions there of newer and emerging artists. Hopefully that answers your question, Toya.
And I think now we're going to see a video. We'll talk to you soon.
Welcome. My name is
Francis Guichard,
Stephen Mitchell.
Andre Guichard,
also known as the artist Barney Campbell. I am a
Art collector,
artist, curator,
and co-owner
owner of
Gallery
Gallery
Guichard.
Our mission is to expose collectors to multicultural artists and specialize in the art of the African diaspora.
We are very excited. This is our 15th year here at Gallery Guichard in Bronzeville. Today, we have an amazing exhibition for you, the 8th annual McRae Home Show. 8 years ago, Lorenzo and Nancy McRae, collectors from DC, opened their homes to their friends and family to open their eyes to the wonderful world of collecting by showcasing their own collection and allowing Gallery Guichard to showcase 40 to 50 works of art every year. This year, we're featuring over 70 works of art here at Gallery Guichard, and it will be featured in our virtual exhibition catalog so you can enjoy and explore the work on your own. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Click on the link for the virtual exhibition catalog that you're interested in. Then once it opens up, you are inside of the Gallery Guichard exhibition of your choice. Now you can move around freely by touching the circles, and you can get information about each painting, title, medium, artist, and contact information for Gallery Guichard.
While owning a piece of art can certainly make your home beautiful, it's also like owning a piece of history. It can also show your emotions and your personality. Finally, art can be a great investment and reap significant financial rewards.
It is up to all of us to hold on to the rich culture that art provides and to pass it down. It is up to us to support the arts and keep it alive. We make it easy at Gallery Guichard. Ask about our no-interest payment plans. We also specialize in event rentals for meetings, weddings, other receptions, and events. Check us out at galleryguichard.com.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. I really love the progress of the virtual exhibition catalog. You really can actually now join in with us, because what we'd like to do now is start introducing you to some of the artists that are here tonight. And the first artist is my younger brother. Both of us were born in a house where our dad painted Alfred Guichard throughout our childhood. And Adam Guichard, my younger brother, is featuring some of his Cubist work.
My name is Adam Guichard. What you're currently seeing here is my work, Constant Motion. It's part of my Kaleidoscope series. It's one of 9 different art series that I offer. I'm currently represented by Gallery Guichard. Again, I'm an artist from the south side of Chicago. I've been painting for 20 years now. Again, this talks about how you have to reinvent yourself every day. Being an artist, I can't use the same different style, same different colors, same different forms in every artwork. So whoever purchases this artwork, I want them to take the challenge to reinvent themselves, make a new face for themselves. It could be not only career-wise, it could be personal.
And our next artist that I'd like to introduce you to is also the co-owner of Gallery Guichard, Frances Guichard, also known as Marlene Campbell. So without further ado, Marlene Campbell.
Hi, everybody. I'm again happy to have you here so you can see my artwork. I'm sure a lot of you didn't even know I was an artist, and if I don't know you, now you get a chance to see my artwork. I have been painting for over 17 years. When I first met Andre, I was able to work in the studio and get inside and get my fingers wet, and then just really learn, how to be an artist and to be a professional artist. It's one thing about, creating work and then creating things that you enjoy, because I've always been very creative, but I didn't have the ability to really put that creativity into a place with my art. And so I've been very happy to really know that, that creativity comes out in me and allows me to be able to create works that people enjoy. And I've been able to sell my work nationally and internationally. I've sold hundreds of my pieces, and it's been a labor of, of love and connecting with people, creating relationships and building relationships with people that have continued to encourage me to keep going as an artist. And I really want to make sure that people are able to, you know, have my artwork for years to come and then be able to pass it down to the next generation. And I try to always keep a message in my artwork because I think it's important to share not only my creativity, but my inspiration about why I do what I do. And this piece in particular is titled Protest to Power. I've been painting a lot around the Great Migration series and our ancestors, the descendants, because it's important for us to understand where we've come from. And I've used that platform to be able to talk about how to be more socially, economically, and financially independent and responsible. So in this painting, I talk about protest to power. And I'm very inspired by the young people who are able to protest and get their word out and to let people know that they're not happy with the way things are. They want change and they're going to get it. And so to see that happening, I wanted to be able to capture the moment, to be able to take what we're learning today and put it to canvas. So whenever you see my piece, you're able to see the protest of the people migrating and moving, and that it's a bright sun because the future is bright and they know it. If they continue to strive for what they're after, they will be able to change the world in a positive way. I have been inspired by my husband, Andre, and his work as well. And I'm also inspired by a myriad of artists that we work with. I'm very, very blessed to be in the position I'm in. And I'm also very inspired by our travels. We've had the great fortune to travel to Africa many times. And whenever we're there, it's sacred ground. And it's a place where we came from, our ancestors came from. I may not know exactly like where I'm from or what tribe I'm from, but I know that I'm very proud of being my ancestors coming from Africa. So I try to create the soil, which represents the land in which we came from, and then the people. We traveled to South Africa and we traveled through the Transkei. It's a mountainous area. It opened up and it was vast. The people were moving about in the colors that were there, and the sun was setting, and it was an amazing sight, all inspiring. So since then, we've come back from South Africa. I believe that was in 2011. I've been painting that theme, and it really has inspired other people to love and purchase my artwork. I sell my work not only here, again, internationally and nationally. So if you are interested in any of my pieces, we would love for you to have it. I am working on a new exhibition that will be coming up in July. On July 17th, we have our trolley tour, which is a wonderful trolley we can tell you about that takes you virtually around to different galleries in the Brownsville community. But our show will be a show called Color Me In. There'll be 7 artists from around the world who will be participating, and I am one of them. So I will have more artwork to showcase at that time. And I hope you enjoy my story, and I hope you enjoy, listening to me and learning more about my artwork. Thank you.
Really, really great pieces. She is one of our top-selling artists at the gallery, and her work is amazing. But the next artist we're going to introduce you to is another co-owner of Gallery Guichard, Andre Guichard. Andre, he and I joke all the time about me starting collecting, and he gave me recommendations. None of it is true. Nevertheless, my first original pieces of artwork were Andre Guichard pieces. And since then, I have collected a lot of his work. He is definitely one of my favorite artists and probably one of the top selling artists in the country. So if you don't have his work, you really need to get it because his pieces are going to be out of reach pretty soon. So with that, I'd like to introduce my business partner, one of my best friends, Andre Guichard.
While I have several pieces that are part of the McRae Home Show this year, I chose to talk about this one, which with every work of art, there's a story behind the art. And the story behind this art that I'm about to talk to you about is very in tune with what's happening today. And I think, right now is a really interesting time because we're dealing with multiple things at one thing, COVID, racism, and just so many things. So the title of this piece is Hope for Humanity, and it's acrylic and mixed media on canvas. And the history behind it, it is actually, these are two canvases that were part of a commission for the artist formerly known as Prince, and Rebuild the Foundation. They commissioned me to complete 30 paintings that were traveling around the country as part of Rebuild the Dream Foundation. So after the purchase, Rebuild the Dream Foundation with Vance Jones actually gave the paintings back. So I actually started redoing some work, and I combined two paintings to create a landscape. But what I'm really talking about is, what is it that happens as we grow up? So if you have a group of kids, they could be white, black, Indian, any race, and you put them together, and within 3 minutes, they're friends and they're playing together. What happens after we get older in the world where separation, the stereotypes, the racism happens? So this energy is what the story is about. How can we find what children have that allow them to get along? What is it that as we grow older, either we learn it, we're taught it, or whatever happens, we need to get back to this so that we can reconnect and everyone can be the best person that they can be. So with that, I'd like to say, first and foremost, thank you for the 2,500 plus collectors around the world and around the country who've supported me and my work. And thank you to the McRaes for what I believe is true art activism. Not only did I meet Lorenzo because he found me online and we found out we were frat brothers and then became friends, they decided to open their home so people can see what it's like to live with a collection and to continue to collect. So thank you to the McRaes, thank you to Veda, and thank you to everyone else who continues to support these amazing artists. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Again, we're got another great artist. Her name is Dee Lammy Hansen. And to give you a little background information, Andre was the international curator of the Bombay Sapphire Artisan Series for over 9 years. And Andre and I both had the opportunity to travel around the country to meet artists and to be able to talk and speak about the Bombay program, which was amazing. And through that, we actually took artists from all around the world and went to Miami during Art Basel and was able to showcase their work. Well, Dee Lammy is one of those artists, and we're so happy that we met her because she's an amazing artist, self-taught, and she works with Middle Point. She has amazing pieces that you're gonna fall in love with. And she's doing these icons right now that are really great. And it's just to be a self-taught artist is something special, I think. And I really want you to be able to learn more from Lammy, and I'm going to let this take you right to her right now.
Hey everyone, this is Dee Lammy Hansen, and thank you for being here. I am a Middle Point artist. I am originally born in Harlem, and I had a moment in New Orleans, and now I'm in Chicago. And the greatest thing about this is that I get to actually show my Middle Point work, which I pretty much started in 2016, but I've been an artist for at least 30 years. The thing is that this little piece right here actually created all of this. And it takes months. So I'm going to start with this particular piece right here, which is Erykah Badu. It is actually called Dare to Be Ever Evolving Erykah B. And these pieces that you may see right here were actually created for the Essence Festival last year, 2019, for the 25th anniversary of Essence Fest in New Orleans. All of these lines that you see here is actually showing her centric. I saw her 3 times in concert in 1 year, and each time she blew me away. And I knew I had to actually do something to actually bring her soul out. And then I don't know if you can see my Mary J. Blige over there, but I wanted Mary J. Blige to actually, she is considered the hip hop soul queen. So I titled her Dare to Be HHS, Queen Mary J. And that's because I wanted to give her the sense of her regal, her royalty. So I put her in an Elizabethan garb. And then I have my prince. And I call him Dare to Be Jack of Diamonds and Pearls. And the reason why is because Diamonds and Pearls is one of my favorite songs. And I made him into a guard. I wanted to give him his moment, which he always commands his own moment. But just wanted to say that these people have actually influenced me in so many different ways and inspired me. And that's why I actually wanted to do icons of Essence Fest. And they were all done with a little piece of metal silver. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.
So I hope you're enjoying the artist discussions. We actually have another amazing artist who just finished a solo exhibition at Gallery Guichard entitled Black Heroes. Roger Carter in that exhibit, which is actually our virtual exhibition catalog #1, which is still available, and some of the pieces are available. Roger also has, in the past 8 years, been one of the artists that has shown at the McRae show and is again showing some of his amazing work. Tonight, the work that he's showing is from his Black Heroes series featuring hand-painted army men.
All right, cool. Hey, like Andre said, I'm Roger Carter. This is another series of artwork that I'm working on. It's like hand-painted army man that features like the revolutionaries of our time. So I don't know if you guys can see it from the camera. This is more so of Malcolm X. And the army men represent the FBI because the FBI had like this huge foul on Malcolm X. So I kind of was, I just kind of like, I just think it's important as an artist to document our times, and kind of what we go through, and it's our responsibility as artists to present what we're actually going through. So I never actually envisioned of like selling this type of artwork. It was just something that was in my mind that I wanted to kind of present, and I'm totally surprised that it's been so successful. So, but as Andre would tell you, or anyone would tell you that, I'm an artist who, I paint, I kind of do artwork with army men, with records, with chess pieces or anything, because, I don't consider myself an artist. I don't consider myself a painter. I consider myself an artist who adjusts to the times. And I think you need to be able to adjust to what's going on. And we all obviously know what's going on with COVID, with police brutality, which has been happening in our community for 20 years, but it's actually taken social media to actually tell our story, and I'm not necessarily, I always say that my protest is my art. So I can't necessarily get out there and get out there and parade and do the protest. My protest is going to be through the art, and hopefully it speaks for itself. So hopefully that's my legacy, but that's just, this is my process. So I protest, I'm sorry. So I've done a series of pieces like this, not necessarily paintings, and hopefully everyone can understand what we're trying to do here.
So I hope you enjoyed Roger Carter. And the painting he was in front of and talking about actually sold the moment we sent it out for the preview. And that series continues to be an amazingly hot series along with the other series that he's been working with. And Roger, like many of these artists, their values continue to appreciate. And I like to, we think about art from a decoration standpoint, but I can't say enough about the investment opportunities and the investment potential and how you can pass on wealth and culture, which brings us to our next artist, Gus Nall.
Exactly. Gus Nall, go ahead, Andre. Tell us a little bit about Gus.
Gus Nall is a WPA artist, Work Progress Administration artist. So during the first recession, Roosevelt actually gave money to build 100 art centers around the country. Of the 100 that were built, the only one remaining is the Southside Community Arts Center here in Bronzeville. And Gus Nall, in the early 1900s, was born and painted during that period of the WPA. And these works behind me and to the right and in this exhibit are works by a deceased master who's a Cubist artist and always had a touch of surrealism. But what's ironic and what's really special is he is painting about the neighborhood that we are in today. He lived and worked in Bronzeville. He also went to the Art Institute of Chicago.
And studied in Paris.
And was a prolific painter, oil and canvas. And this body of work is an example of what happens in the secondary market. So his nephew had these works in his collection and is ready to liquidate those works. So as you move on in life and or pass on, and your children have the works, these are things that allow you to continue to pass on wealth because they do continue to appreciate. Now, one other thing that I really enjoy about this show is I've been watching Lorenzo as he's been collecting deceased masters. So I think this is something that's really great for us because now we have living artists and deceased masters that you can collect. So again, you can see all these works in the virtual exhibition catalog number 3 for the McRae show.
And if you haven't already started collecting, this is a great opportunity to really get some amazing work because Gus Nall, again, is deceased and he is, you know, the work is still available that you can get it now because it's being sold on the secondary market. And I think that it's important to collect the work to make sure that you have, you know, work by people of African-American heritage, because it's important to make sure not only supporting the artists that are alive, but also creating your portfolio, you know, around artists who are already deceased as well.
So at this time, we'd like to see and get some feedback from the McRaes as it relates to the exhibit and Gus Nall's work in particular.
Hi, I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the show. It's, as usual, it's amazing. I hope you all are really enjoying hearing from the artists so you can hear about their inspiration for their work. When we do the show in DC, many of the artists attend and they're able to share with guests and answer questions about their work. But I'm not an artist, but I am an admirer and I'm so inspired by what I'm seeing today. I think Fran and Andre made a great point about thinking about artwork not as just something that you hang on your wall and you enjoy looking at, but something that you are using to build a portfolio of wealth for your family. You're both investing in the artists, and many of these artists are Black artists, artists of color, but you're also making an investment for the future, for the long term, for your family. How great would it be to own a piece of this work and be able to pass it on through generations of your own family? So it's something to really think about, not just, you know, for what goes on your wall, but also what goes in your pocket and what goes in what you are planning for your family. I also want to add, I made a couple of comments about Marlene, even though she's Fran to us, and Andre's work. A few of my friends have collected Fran's work and Andre's work as well, but Fran's work really, as you saw from the magnificent piece that she just showed, which is just the tip of the iceberg, it literally emanates warmth and will light up a room. I don't know if you've got something like that on your wall, but it is certainly worth thinking about and purchasing. And as for Andre, I mean, Andre, you're one of the artists that kicked off our collection in your jazz series. And I know a few other people who collect your jazz series and many of your other works, but you all are talented artists in your own right. We are so proud and happy to partner with you to do this show.
Yeah, and one thing that I wanted to reiterate or just highlight is that I know that a lot of people who have signed on are coming to this with various experiences in collecting art. Some have not collected yet and just are interested. Some have been collecting for years. And I think the show is really a testament to an example really of how phenomenal it is to engage in something like this, because looking at the comments, I see that people are really responding to the artists and them talking about their works. And I would encourage, the collectors out there, whenever you have opportunities, to try to engage the artists. A lot of the masters unfortunately have transitioned, but we have these wonderful artists here who can talk about their works, which is eye-opening. When Frances was talking about her piece, I didn't even realize it was about protest. I saw it as a beautiful piece, but I didn't see that aspect of it. And so it's helpful to talk to artists about what inspires them, why they did the piece, what it means to them, and they can bring another perspective that you may not have had. And you can also bring a perspective to them about what your response is or how you're feeling in seeing the work. And this has always been something that we've encouraged in the show in DC. Oftentimes, several artists are here and people are able to engage with them. But luckily, in having the virtual show this year, it's just uber focused on the artists and them giving some background about their work. So again, I just wanted to highlight that for the viewers, to say whenever you get opportunities, definitely engage with the artists so you can get a better appreciation for their work. And then you can also make connections with other artists and other works that you like, and just broaden your perspective of fine art collecting.
And enjoy it, because it's supposed to be something that you literally enjoy, and you are finding something to buy and put in your home or in your office, wherever you put it, to make your space that much happier. And sometimes you learn with art, as many of you may have learned tonight. You can look at a piece and admire it, but I feel like when you actually talk to the artist or find out more about their work, then you will fall even deeper in love with some of their work, and you will have to have it because of what it starts to mean to you. So it's a really important piece that Lorenzo's highlighting, and everybody else too, with figuring out, connecting with artists and figuring out why they do or did what they did. And most artists, including Fran and Andre, do commission work. So if there's something that, if you love their talent, but there's something that you want them to do that's special for you, talk to them about doing commissioned work, because you can do that. And you can have something that's just for you or just for your family, which is incredibly meaningful as well. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I really wish we were here in DC, but hopefully in the future when we're back in DC, because I'm hopeful we will be back, we will also continue to do this virtual component of the show. Hope everybody's having fun.
I wish you could have all of them talk to you, but Abiola Antola, Stefano Lake, and Preston Sampson, Al Burks,
Raymond Thomas, and Shior, where you said Stephen Olalaken.
But it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Click and download all 3 of the virtual exhibition catalogs. Take your time, walk around the gallery, find a piece that speaks to you. Give us a call. We'll be here with the artists and in the gallery for some time. But 24/7, you can look at the exhibitions, walk around, see what you love, buy art, live with original art.
Yeah, and I think, as Andre indicated, all of our cell phone numbers are in the chat. So feel free to text us, call us. If you see a piece you like or have any questions, definitely feel free to give us a call. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Please do not leave without looking at the VEC. And that's the virtual exhibition catalog. I mean, to have this many Gus Long pieces from the WPA artists is incredible. Shayo's work, Abiola's work, Andre, Fran, Adam, Roger, all of these artists are awesome. And one day soon, you're gonna say, you know what, I could have bought that piece. Now that piece is worth X amount of dollars and I could have gotten it for this. It's going to happen. Take it from a collector. So please take a look at these artists and call us or text us and let us know what piece you're interested in, or ask us whatever questions you might have, and we'll be there to answer those questions. Thanks again.
And I'd like to just say one more artist, Cedric Michael Cox. We forgot to mention his name. He also has work in this exhibition, so hopefully you'll be able to check out all of the artists. And without further ado, closing it out, make sure you check out our website too at galleryguichard.com. Wish we were in DC, Nancy and Lorenzo, and everybody there who we were missing out on. We miss you guys, and hopefully we'll see you again next year and still do the virtual. Bye.
See you later. I'm missing those wings.
Oh yes, we also deliver. So we're going to be delivering any of the artwork that's purchased in Washington, D.C. We will be delivering it next week. So if you do purchase something, make sure you get it now so we can deliver to you next week. Andre and I will be driving there, and we'll make sure that we have everything ready to go and deliver to you.
That's right. Social distancing, white hand glove delivery for all DC, Maryland purchases, shipping included. So that's a bonus of 500 to 700 crating and shipping. And of course, all Chicagoland purchases, shipping, crating, and not crating, but delivery and hanging included. And I want to just end with thank you. This is our 15th year. We could not have done it without all the people who constantly support this gallery, support us individually. And for that, we say thank you.
Thank you.
See you next year.
Thank you.